Oh, I feel like that was really loud even for me. Today is a Wednesday. I am in a a positively stressed mood. So I'm not stressed over like bills or anything. Well, I am, but let's not talk about that. I'm stressed because I'm trying to catch up on uni work, but I'm kind of getting there. And so I feel a bit better for it. Oh, my tattoo actually looks really good there. I'm freaking out about my tattoo a bit, and just looking at it there, I was like, oh, actually that looks really good. I like that. So this is what I've been doing today. I will time it in 30-minute segments. Like I have a little timer on, it'll go off every 30 minutes. And I have to try and read as many pages as I possibly can. This is how many I had to read in total. And so obviously this is how many are left each time, and then this is how many pages I've read. So I'm feeling really good. Sometimes it takes longer because there's like activities and stuff. Sometimes there's like very little writing, which is, you know, why some of the pages look bigger. But I think I'm also getting more and more dedicated and motivated. But chapter 3 just killed me, and now I'm about to do a quiz, which is okay because like apparently it's only for me. It's not for anyone, but I'm about to do a quiz to see how I did on chapter 1, 2 and 3. I just want to go on record and say that just right now, right at this very moment, right now my eye looks weird. But right now at this very moment, I just did something incredibly brave for me. I mentioned on the depression video that I get real bad anxiety about selling online, and one of the worst ones is Etsy. Etsy is awful because there's so many, especially over Valentine's Day, I had so many things go wrong. I ran out of chains, I ran out of backing boards, I ran out of envelopes. I kept running out of stuff, and I had to keep like, where my wholesaler, there's a big wait because most of it probably comes from China. It was horrific. So I was like, I had to scrimp and scrounge for like chains to make these items, and I messaged loads of people saying like, oh, there's a long wait, but only half of them said I'm happy to wait or I want a refund, which we offered. So we had to wait for ages on these things, but then we decided to send them out because we had nothing. Now we've got those people kicking off, we've got new people kicking off, but that triggered a snowball of anxiety where I didn't like going online because I knew every time there was an order I wouldn't be able to fulfill it, and I'd be late posting it, and then people would kick off. And now that I've kind of got everything back in order, I've just opened it and I've only got 4 orders because I don't do a lot on Etsy, I don't, but I had 10 messages and I was like, ah! And I used to get Andrew to look. Because like I couldn't handle the idea of someone else opening it. But to be fair, that actually did more harm than good, because Andrew would say one thing and maybe not tell me, or Andrew would have to tell me anyway, but then I'd be confused because I'm not reading the message. So it's just a lot easier if I just opened up the message and read it myself. But I couldn't. And today, studying has taken up a lot more time than I thought it would. It's got to the point where I couldn't concentrate on what I was reading because I was like, I know Etsy is like, every day I don't look at Etsy is another day. I'm like, for fuck's sake. But I just did it. I just went, come on, Lucy. And I just logged in and I just went through one message at a time, and they're not all resolved. And it's just cost me 30 quid because I've just had to refund 3 orders. I don't even think Etsy owes me 30 quid because it pays me monthly. So that's a kick in the teeth, but that's my own fault as well. That's a learning curve. Like, I'm proud of me. I'm proud of me for doing that. Why do I look ill today? Good morning. Today is very blue. It's very blue. Let's fix this. It's not plugged in. Never mind. Good morning. Today is Thursday, and I'm back in the flat in Liverpool now, and I'm in a great mood. Like, the weather is vile, but it kind of put me in a good mood. I don't know if you're like this, but I love walking in the rain. Walking in the rain makes me so happy. It makes me look a little bit like a drowned rat, but I love walking in it. And I'm in a really good mood. I've got loads of work I need to do, but I feel quite positive and productive about it. And yeah, it's nice to be back in the flat. My room's messier than I thought it'd be, and I've got no water. I'm a bit of a diva. I always need sparkling water or I freak out. And I'm so tired from the journey here that I cannot be bothered going back out to get sparkling water. First world problems. Like, actual first world problems. So while I'm working, I am watching Iron Man 1, 2 and 3 because they are about to leave Netflix tomorrow, as well as Annie Hall, which I'm really sad because I kind of wanted to warn you guys about it and say watch Annie Hall, but unless you follow me on Twitter you won't know that. Yeah, so I'm watching Iron Man 1, 2 and 3 because I've only ever watched Iron Man 1, but I've never watched 2 and 3. It's just, I'm mind blown by it. Like, I'm like live tweeting it, but I'm just like, oh my god, this is blowing my mind. Like, 1, they are so young, like they're little babies. 2, they mention MySpace, not ironically. And 3, it's just blown my mind that I've just realised when I first watched this, and I think I've only watched it once, so when I watched this, it was before I had a shop. It was before I'd even read a comic. And the first thing I've noticed that straight away that I just never clicked onto was that the very first suit he makes in the mountains is so reminiscent of the first Tales of Suspense, the issue 39. I was just like, oh, you know, I didn't click on that like when I first watched it, and then that just hit me. I was like, and like I first watched this and I didn't know there'd be someone at the end of the credits. I remember someone telling me like maybe a year later saying like, did you watch the end of the credits? And I was like, what? No. That's a time ago. Like, look at that. That's not the first appearance comic, but just like look at the suit and then look, like obviously it's not identical, but the helmet itself is so reminiscent of it, and obviously the big bulky steel look. I love it. I just love it, and I never clicked onto that ever. What? What? Like, I'm watching this and it's just blown my mind when Jarvis is just a robotic voice, and I'm like, what? Oh, how things have changed. I just noticed something on Iron Man, and so I was watching a documentary the other day about subliminal messaging in marketing, and it mentioned something that makes sense, but something I've never clocked onto. And it was like, if you look at any clock or any watch that's for sale, it's always at 10 to 2, or sorry, 10 past 10 or 10 to 2, which, so it's like, I can't really draw it, but you know, like a V. A very wide V, and it's apparently meant to represent smiling. It's meant to set in this happiness, and it will never be any other time, because if it looks like an upside down V or a weird triangle or mountain, it represents the sad face. And Iron Man just goes to look at his watch then, which has the sound of ticking, although nothing is moving, and look at the time.
It's 5 hours. Don't wait up for me, honey.
Nothing was ticking, nothing was working. I think that was, and it's like, I'm not saying like, oh, I've uncovered something, but like that just stood out to me so much now since I watched that documentary, and it's very clearly branded a brand. I think that was just a massive product placement, and I wouldn't have noticed it if it wasn't for the time that it was. I would have just thought he's just looking at his watch, but it was because of the product place, it was the timing of the hands that made me go, are they trying to sell that watch? And then I realised it's not even it's not even on, there isn't even a battery in it. Oh, funny. Okay, so that's Iron Man 1 watched, and I wasn't going to watch it because I've already seen it, but I'm really glad I did. I really enjoyed that. As origin movies go, it's pretty strong. Forgot all about it. Flipping heck, I'm old. They used MySpace. They used MySpace unironically. They had like flippy phones. I didn't know who Jarvis was back then, or get any of the references relating to other comics, like where War Machine blatantly looks at the thing and he goes, next time. Like, I wouldn't have got that when I first watched it. I didn't get that at all, and I loved it. I loved it. I am doing some Etsy work right now, catching up on some jewelry, and putting some stuff up on Patreon, because I'm getting better at that. I'm getting better at the Patreon with my watermelon. I mean, look at this. This is before I didn't know about after scene credits.
I am Iron Man. You think you're the only superhero in the world? Mr. Stark, you've become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it.
Oh, it's giving me goosebumps.
Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
Ah! It's like the birth. It's the birth of my career. Like, wow. Wow, I didn't know there was a season 3 of Daredevil. How did I have a comic shop? Okay. So Patreon's been updated, in which I also had to email the people on Patreon because they have deemed my site not safe for work, which is fine if that is the case, because that's what it is. But it does make it a little bit harder for people to find you, because if you search for TorAthena on Patreon, it won't be there. Although I think if you just put the link patreon.com/TorAthena, it would show up, because that's the link. You can only find it via a link. So it's not that big a deal, but you know, it could potentially stop some people finding it on Patreon. But I guess most people find your Patreon via a link, so it's not that big a deal. But I have just messaged them to like double check, because although the pictures on there that I have been uploading recently have been a bit risque, I also don't think they are bad. Like, I don't know. But I've messaged them, but I've done that. I've also updated Patreon, which I've done. I'm still doing Etsy, and now I'm on to Iron Man 2. I need to shower. I smell so bad. I just need to comment on Andrew's dedication to his own YouTube channel, because guys, I wouldn't be doing this.
So I think you're talking to me. I was like, what? Is Andrew Coulson doing his YouTube again?
What? Can you just stand next to it for perspective? He's cat sitting, so he's taken this monstrosity of a tower, and then I take it your keyboard and at least one monitor.
No, I can use her TV. So keyboard and mouse.
Oh well, that very slim thing you're saving space on. Yeah. Still gotta take that. So he can do his videos every day. In case you're wondering, yes, I am still addicted to black beans. Today is a brand new dish of boiled beans with red peppers, cashew nuts, and some cheese. So I've just finished Iron Man 2. And you know what? I really liked it because I've actually never seen Iron Man 2. And I thought the bad guy was so weak, like so weak. It was possibly one of the weakest bad guys I've seen in any superhero film. And let's face it, most of them aren't great, but he was like so vapidly, non-existently poor, or both of them were. But the one thing I really liked, two things. One made me sad. One, they show Captain America's shield being built, and Tony Stark's like, oh, I need this, and he's like, do you know what it's for? And he's like, yeah, I need it, I need it. And you think he's maybe talking about the metal for his body, because he's got toxic poison. He had some sort of poisoning, didn't he, in Iron Man 2? And no, he just needed to level the thing, and that made me realise I don't think Captain America had come out by this film. Like, that's insane. Like, insane. Like, surely they did, because I'm sure they had the shield in the first, like, that's insane. But, and it made me sad that I was like, oh, I, you know, would have saw that and got excited knowing that there's going to be a Captain America film. But one thing I loved was they really start to set up the tension between the government and the superhero in this. And then I just got really angry because I just think, ooh, you had so much potential with Civil War and you had to go mess it up, didn't you? You had to just make it all about Bucky and Captain America and ruin it. On to Iron Man 3. Why do I have like a cup ring on my monitor? Oh my god. I had a tape cassette of this song and I played it so much, it broke. Alright, I don't know if anyone else caught onto it. Maybe they did, maybe it's not as subtle as I think it is. He just met the man who died for him in 1989. So I've just had a lovely shower and sat down to carry on watching Iron Man 3. And I've watched Iron Man have a panic attack, and very coincidentally I am now having a panic attack. Like, you can see how flushed I've got really hot. My chest feels like it's going so fast I can't breathe. And like, this is a physical one. Like, I remember when I filmed my panic attacks, I told you I feel like I have different ones. I have mental ones and physical ones. And the one where I struggled to talk and I got really crazy and I said they get bad real quick, they are more mental, if that makes sense, where this is a very physical one. So luckily I know I can take a beta blocker and I'll be okay. But I really think watching, oh god, I'm getting so flushed. I really think watching Iron Man have a panic attack has started me to have a panic attack. Oh, I'm gonna go get a beta blocker. Thank you, little tiny pill. Well, thank you so much for watching this vlog on my journey of watching the Iron Man trilogy, I suppose. There are so many better. There are so many better. Wow. Today is the 11th of March. Look out for this vlog, because I can't use words properly today, and apparently I can't even do outros, the thing I do every other day for the last 3 or 4 years. Can't do them. Wow. Okay, shall we try that again? Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm aware that it's rubbish. There are much better channels out there with much better content, but I appreciate you watching this one. Don't know why I had to do an accent then, but it worked. No, yeah, that was me and my Iron Man journey. You've probably all watched it when they all came out and saw all the things that I noticed that I'm like, oh my god, I've noticed all these things, while I've probably missed a million other ones. But yeah, thank you for watching. What did you think of the Iron Man movies? If you have watched them, I'm going to assume everyone except me has, which is why they were taken off Netflix, because nobody's watching them anymore. But yeah, can't believe they were that old. Feel old. Gonna go cry. So don't forget to give this video a like because it helps out the channel. Comment your favourite Iron Man film or what you liked or didn't like about them, and if you want to support me any more than you already do, you can by pledging on my Patreon for as little as $1 a month, which is like 70p, and it just makes me warm and fuzzy inside knowing that you are at least buying like a can of beans for me to eat. Which, when you put it that way, I really need help. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!